Well, it's actually a Democrat problem. Democrats have a weird affinity for coddling criminals, and they love those felon coddling policies. And that comes from the top down. It comes from our absentee president to the absentee governor of California. But I'll say this, after Governor Newsom survived that recall, he's taken a special affinity to not doing anything similar.
In Texas, citizens can sue for participating in an abortion. And soon enough in California, citizens will be able to sue for those who are participating in assault weapons or ghost gun kits. Welcome into TYT's Overruled. I'm your host, Adrienne Lawrence, and I have got the deets for you on California Governor Gavin Newsom's controversial announcement this past weekend. First, before diving into Newsom's announcement, here's a little bit of context about the Supreme Court decision that got the governor all riled up. Well, basically, on Friday, SCOTUS refused to suspend the Texas law on abortions while the court reviews the case. Now, that's not really cool. Why? Well, Texas passed a law essentially empowering private citizens to sue anyone who participates or is involved in an abortion in any way in the state and to get some money from it. So this is largely a way to scare folks out of having abortions, right? Which Roe v. Wade pretty much said was constitutionally protected. Well, the U.S. Supreme Court said that it's going to have to hear the case, but it's not going to stop Texas's law in the meantime. Now, in the meantime could mean several months, even up to a year before you actually have a decision rendered by SCOTUS. And like many of us, California Governor Gavin Newsom, well, he was convinced that Texas law is trash and pissed by SCOTUS leaving the law in place. So that brings us to the current story. Second, this weekend, Governor Gavin Newsom issued this statement in response to SCOTUS effectively letting that Texas abortion law stand while the case is pending. I have directed my staff to work with the legislature and the Attorney General on a bill that would create a right of action, allowing private citizens to seek injunctive relief and statutory damages of at least $10,000 per violation, plus costs and attorney's fees against anyone who manufactures, distributes, or sells an assault weapon or ghost gun kit or parts in the state of California. Translation: if SCOTUS can sit idly by while Texas passes laws that allow random citizens to police abortions, Cali's going to go ahead and do that the same thing when it comes to ghost guns. So, what are ghost guns? Well, those are largely DIY guns that you can put together at home. They are little kits that are sold online. About 80% of the gun is put together, and you can put the rest together. The problem is, it lets you evade background checks. Also, you really don't need a license for it. So it's inexpensive, completely untraceable, and extraordinarily problematic. Let's talk about the law. Third, Newsom is making a great point here. If Texas can pass a law that allows citizens to basically police others' constitutional rights, i.e. abortions, then California kind of can do the same when it comes to constitutional rights and guns. Now, that kind of shows you just about how illogical Texas's law is. So assuming that California actually gets this law passed, and of course it's going to end up before SCOTUS, well, it kind of puts the court in the hot seat, because now they're going to be in the position to have to decide, are they going to allow California's prospective gun law to stay on the books while they make the decision on the case, kind of exactly like they've done with this Texas law, or they're going to shut it down immediately because we know it's a conservative-leaning court? Yeah, so the question is, are they going to be consistent or are they going to be hypocrites? And unfortunately, I think we've seen plenty of instances where Congress, or excuse me, I guess that was a Freudian slip, I should say SCOTUS has no problem with hypocrisy. So we're going to have to see how this all plays out. In the meantime, you let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts? Do you think that this California prospective law is something good? Do you think other states are going to go ahead and follow along with it? And do you think if it made its way to SCOTUS that they would treat it just like they're treating Texas's abortion law? Let me know, hit the like and follow button, and thanks for watching.